Hi, it's Michael here from Custom Bike Fit, and today I'm going to take you through a functional threshold power test. So it's a test that we use for cyclists and for triathletes to determine what their 1 hour power is. It involves an all-out 20-minute time trial, very uncomfortable, but from this test we'll be able to determine obviously what the 1 hour power is. We'll be able to determine training zones at active recovery, endurance, tempo, threshold and VO2 max. So we're going to monitor power in watts, and we're also going to monitor the heart rate. And I'll be joined today by a junior elite triathlete, up and coming triathlete. His name's Brandon Copeland. I think he just got third a couple of weeks ago at the Australian Sprint Distance Championships in Penrith. So yeah, by the end of this we'll be able to see exactly what's required and what's involved in doing this threshold test. So I'm here with Brandon, and what we're doing currently is we're just doing a bit of a warm-up or pre-warm-up, and we're going to calibrate the CompuTrainer. So we've got this handlebar controller you can see here. We're sitting at a load of 100 watts, although again it's not calibrated, so that's not terribly accurate. 4 minutes and 30 seconds. We take this up 25 watts every 2 minutes, so we'll get to 8 minutes, we'll be at 150 watts. At 10 minutes we'll do a calibration, and then we'll come back to the warm-up protocol. So back with Brandon, and what we've done is we've calibrated the CompuTrainer so that we know that the load is now accurate, and we've set his threshold. He's never really done a threshold test, but he has done a 40-minute effort on the CompuTrainer where he averaged 280 watts. I've just been conservative and set his threshold at 250. As I said, 280 for 40 minutes. I've set it at 250 as a 1 hour power. This is just for the warm-up protocol, and the warm-up is, the main set is 5 minutes at 100%, 2 1-minute efforts at 114% and 122% of threshold. They're really designed to wake the legs up, and then another minute at around threshold. And this is all written in erg mode. He's forced into these efforts, don't have to think about it. And when we go into the test, it's in course mode, and we control the load through the gears. So it's really up to Brandon to decide how hard he's going to push and how he's going to pace things. So we'll check back in again after the warm-up protocol. So we're about 4 minutes in. Brandon's really settled into his work. The average power has just steadily been increasing. Started off around 250, we're now sitting at 268, which is just over 4.5 watts per kilo, and his heart rate's around 175 beats per minute. You can see some data on the screen here. You can see the average power there, 269 now, 4.56 watts per kilo. He's looking pretty comfortable. We'll check back in another 5 minutes. So we're at halfway now, 10 minutes in. So the good news is that we're turning for home effectively. Brandon's power has been pretty constant. Average sitting around 271 now. Just under that, or 4.6 watts per kilo. But this is where it gets really tough. It becomes very uncomfortable. You've really got to dig deep. So we'll check back again, another 5 minutes. So we're about 16 minutes now, and it really is getting tough, but Brandon's holding in there. Power sitting at average watts of 269. I think he's going to find something extra the last few minutes. Most people do, but this is where it's really tough. At 10 through to sort of 18 minutes, learn a lot about yourself, how deep you can dig. So we're going to check back in again with another minute to go. So we've just got 60 seconds to go now, and Brandon's really digging deep. That average power is back up to 272. He's increased his load or taken the gear up and dropped his cadence, and now you can see he's pushing 5.5 watts per kilo at this current stage, 325, 330 watts, 30 seconds to go, so big push to the end. Come on, Brandon. "20 seconds. Really digging deep now. Out of the saddle, big push. 10 seconds. 5. Come on, push to the end. 2, 1, and it's over. Well done. Good job, Brandon. So the results of the test with Brandon are in, and for a 19-year-old, pretty impressive numbers. He weighs 59 kilos, and his average power for the 20 minutes was 274 watts, which gives him a functional threshold power of 260, which is 4.4 watts per kilo. Now, I've tested literally hundreds of people, and I can tell you now that Brandon's up there in the top, certainly in the top 5, and I've tested a few pros in my time as well. So he's certainly not the most powerful rider I've seen, but his strength to weight is extremely good, which would suggest to me that that hilly courses would be of benefit to him right now. But I mean, at 19, he's got a long way to go, and obviously he's going to improve. He's got a good coach on board in Peter McKenzie. So look, if the threshold test is something that you're interested in, you can shoot me an email. It's setup@custombikefit.com, or jump onto my website, and I'll check back with you again in the near future. Thank you.